first we had an aptitude test. It was a 30-minute paper containing 20 questions. And before the starting of the test, we had a 5-minute essay writing on the topic My Dream Job. After 5 minutes, they said the time is up, and then we began with the aptitude test. It basically contained math problems and reasoning. After the aptitude test, 60 students were selected further for the GD round. It was a group discussion, and 6 groups were made of 10 students each. And the topic in my group, it was that social networking sites are doing more harm than good. After this, around 15 to 20 students were selected further for the interview round. There were 2 rounds of interview, technical, preceded by an HR interview. That's it. So the interviewer asked me about myself. I told him that I've been born and raised in Jaipur itself. I told him about my family background, my educational background, my schooling, college activities. I came to the college activities, I told him about my anchoring in debates, and then I told him that I was an interactive person, how I've been a people's person, and how I like playing basketball, and that was it. Fortunately, my interviewer was a very relaxed person, and he was very chilled out. He was making sure that I don't get nervous, and it was a very casual conversation. I told him that my family would encourage the fact that I'm taking such an opportunity of going outside and becoming more independent, and working is something that I've always wanted to do. So be it Bangalore or anywhere else, it was fine by me. He asked me about my marks in mathematics in class 12th board examinations. Basically, I think because Musicma is all about doing the math. And then he also asked me what I opted as my 5th subject in school. In my case, it was economics. Coming to the non-HR part, basically, we were asked math puzzles like the number of squares on a chessboard, and the answer is not 64. You can find such questions online. There are various math problems, conceptual, analytical, trick math problems basically. And then the main question with me that took a lot of time was that he gave me a situation. He told me that considering McDonald's as a client of Mu Sigma, and if they asked them, Mu Sigma people, how to list out the constraints, that when a waiter is there at the counter, and a customer walks in and he orders something to eat, like a burger or fries or anything, and the waiter has to suggest a drink, that sir, would you have a Coke with this, or sir, would you have an iced tea with this? So what should he offer? And on the basis of what shall he decide what to offer? He told me, the interviewer clearly told me that the waiter cannot say both. That sir, will you have a Coke or an iced tea? No, because it is noticed that usually the customer gets confused when the waiter says both. Like it's like, oh no, I don't want anything. So the waiter has to say only one thing, either a Coke or an iced tea. So what are the constraints? The interviewer asked me to list out the constraints, how to decide what to order. So, and I was very blank. I asked him to repeat the question. So he explained it again, and then I listed out just 1 or 2. It was like, it depends upon the time of the day. If it's very hot, if it's summers outside and it's very hot, so when the customer walks in, basically he would want something as a soother. So a cold drink would be fine, would go fine. Or basically, and then next I said that if a kid comes to the counter and orders, so he would know more about Coca-Cola. He would have heard more about Coca-Cola as compared to iced tea. So it would be better for the waiter to offer the kids that, would you have a Coke with that, like that. So these were the only constraints I could answer, and then after that I was really giving vague answers. So thankfully, fortunately, the interviewer was chill, and he told me, he was being funny. He told me that, no, that's a bad one, like that. So I was laughing, he was laughing. But then I had to really, scroll through my brains. So after that was it. Basically, this took a lot of time, and I was thinking about the constraints. I could list 1 or 2, that's it. And that was it. After the interview got over, I asked him that, sir, what is the answer? Could you just tell me some more? Because it was a really fascinating question. And so he told me that when it actually happened in their company, they came up with around 50 to 60 constraints. And I was shocked. And so I asked him, could you just tell me 1 or 2? So he told me that it depends whether the person is coming with family and kids, or if the person is coming with colleagues and everyone. So accordingly, you can choose to offer the drink. So that was it, and that was my interview. That's it. Be good at basic English writing, because it was a surprise essay, so be prepared. They basically checked the grammar and framing of sentences. The main weightage was carried out by the aptitude paper, so keep practicing aptitude questions. I'm sure a lot of final year students do that. In case of the GD, be confident when you speak and have some good points. Have 2 or 3 good points for the topic which is given to you. So then you will get through the GD. In case of the interview, don't get nervous. Let them know that you're good at making conversation. This is for the HR part. And in case of the technical part, search many questions online, math, trick problems, analytical questions basically. And be confident, don't get nervous. I think that was the trick throughout.